Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to go over some of the Rival Knockout barrel extensions that I've made recently. So there are two different styles and two different barrel options for a total of four different total options. You have a bulky style, an angled style, and then a brass or a rival ammo type for each of the styles respectively. Both of the options were made such that you can minimize the blaster and it'll carry along with this line if you minimize it, or you can keep it in the stock form and it'll still look pretty good. However, you have options in that regard. And then, as mentioned, you could either have a brass barrel or a rival option for each of these styles. The extension piece is mounted to the blaster with a single set screw onto the breech. Now, because it's breech loaded, this won't impede the function of the blaster, so when you pull the release, it'll still be able to move freely with that on it. When mounting the piece onto your blaster, just make sure that the breech will still open and close properly and maintain closed position. If you put it on a little too tight, you may have problems closing the blaster, so just double check that before you set the screw all the way in. But if you put it on too tight, it's not really a big deal. You just loosen the screw a bit and then move this piece back like a millimeter or so, and then you should be able to open and close it without any issues. Like I mentioned, there's also brass options available. This is one I was working on minimizing. I still need to find a proper spring for the bottom, so it's not spring loaded right now. However, you can have your brass on the inside, and then going back from the piece up here, there's a spacer that I've included in the package. This is the spacer that I've included. It works by going around the 9/16 brass and sort of centers it within the rival barrel. So you can use a little bit of glue to hold this in to the front piece, and then the 9/16 brass will just slide into here, and you can use a little glue to secure that. I didn't put a set screw into the brass because I thought it would warp it with the thin walls, so you're going to have to just apply a little bit of glue to hold your 9/16 brass into this sliding mechanism, and then your 17/32 brass will be seated into the plunger tube of the blaster. The only other thing you need to worry about if you don't plan on minimizing the blaster is removing or trimming this little orange piece here that usually sits in the front of the blaster, as you can see there. It's really easy to remove. You don't even have to fully disassemble the blaster. You just loosen a couple screws at the front, and then you can pry it open enough to remove this piece, and then if you want to cover that gap, you could just trim it approximately there and just remove this nub that sticks out a bit, as it'll hit into your extension piece. Overall, I'm a big fan of the Knockout, so I decided to make these parts to sort of give it a bit of flair, especially when brass breeching, so you don't have an exposed bit of brass. It's sort of a more stylish, customized way to the Knockout to do this, so I hope that some of you enjoy that. There are some more close-up still images on my Etsy shop. If any of you guys are interested in picking up either of these products, there will be a link below to where you can find them. As always, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video.